Noerty's down to 50% HP. Pyox just sitting in the back nice and pretty. Jolly Rancher could be focused on by the inhibitor, but Berserk Force looking to try and get in there somehow, throwing out the Axe of Zex. Noerty uses Wuju. He could be unloading his ultimate right here, and yes, there it is, onto the Guardian. He's going to chain heal that up, and he could get a, nice deep wounds, I think onto all three, yes. If they use any abilities, they take more damage, and Jolly Rancher could be going down. Temporal Lockdown is on him, and Berserk Force is getting somewhat low. Lockdown on a Pyox. He has Amplify on him, but K goes in, and nice fear as soon as he lands. Berserk Force could go down one more hit, and he does. Iosu getting that nice ability, his ultimate, the Triforce arrow onto the Herald, and takes him out, and it looks like it's a 2v2 situation. As we can see, Noerty with an ultimate, he can kill Jolly Rancher, but of fear, as soon as he only gets one shot off, could go down. Oh my gosh, that was incredibly close. K goes down to a blitz from Iosu, and then an M1. So good play right there, not allowing him to heal up. Jolly Rancher just surviving and able to hold it out for his team.
Yeah, that was some severely clutch play right there from Losu. Really came through for his team when needed to be. And that ultimate Triforce arrow, when they have no way of getting out of it, they're just, they're going to be taking 40 damage. And when everyone on the other team is really low life and have no healer, that's just huge. And I think he EX Lightning Arrowed right after, so they couldn't get away. And really, really clutch play there from Seeker. It was really nice to see a little bit of variety, not just spamming, Fire Arrow, and making a lot of the CC happen for a ranged class. Very nice to see. Already, though, we see a lot of bouncing around happen. Noerty playing that inhibitor very aggressively, which you almost have to do. Putting a shield on himself, just going in. The shield does explode, though, so it is going to do some AoE stun and damage. So it is definitely nice to have that extra bit. And Immolation does come out on a Nordy, so he's already about half HP. But here comes an EX Space on a Berserk Force. They could be capitalizing on Guardian here. He does have an ulti, and there goes the Deep Wounds. Pyox stayed out of it with his spacebar. But, Deep Wounds isn't going to do too much damage unless they're really spamming away. And the EX Space again on the Berserk Force. Berserk Force does go down from the K and Noerty combination. So that EX Spacebar from Ravener, very, very powerful. When you hit someone, that's like 40 damage right there in the back. And here he goes again, Spacebar, 41-18. Dead. Too much right there to handle. K is just putting on the tunnel pressure, and that's definitely expected.
Fancy finish with the spin. Get to see a little breakdance action right there. 491 damage, but Noerty also hitting his Runic Discharge, doing a lot of spell block damage, and as well as silencing the other team. But as we can see here, look at this control, 154 just from air. That punch maneuver gets the other team out of position so much. This is a small map, you get knocked around the corners, and that's what K is really good at. It allows for some time to pressure and allows for some time to do some mega damage. Noerty going in, and look at that, Berserk Force just knocked right back out, helping his teammate out, getting him out of the fight, and sort of forcing Berserk Force to use his outs to come back in. And we're going to see the Cold team trying to retreat towards the corner, trying to get a little bit of space. And it looks like we have a Cluster Junkie right here. An Ice Arrow comes out, Fire Arrow hitting K, and it looks like Jolly Rancher is being heavily pressured. There's so much going on. K has to use his ult to get out, locked down in the corner. Iosu has his ultimate, gets it off on a Pyox. You can't space and negate it. And it looks like Iosu just trying to work on Pyox. Fire Arrow is knocked back. Illusion, he just gets out of there. So much is happening. K about to go down from the Ice Arrow. One more hit, and the Guardian Cleave does take him out, but they can get a counter kill on Iosu. And this is it, 2v2. Temporal Lockdown, can they do it? Noerty getting really low, and that Deep Wounds probably sealed the deal. So great job by the Cold team.
Shit.
Yeah, mega damage. GG's come out as it is 2-3 in this first map. So these guys are no joke.
That was the first map? Holy shit. This is like a finals quality match right here. I mean, these guys are really taking it down to the wire in each and every game, and that's really nice to see how two such evenly matched teams playing against each other, and it really comes down to the 1 or 2 seconds, the one ability that hits and the other person misses. It come down to 10 damage, and it's awesome. Makes the games really interesting and exciting. But we are going to see. I don't know what the second map is. They're discussing it amongst themselves. But I'd like to see those combinations again. Berserk Force, he's been playing a lot of different Bloodlines in the past. That he used to play a lot with us back in the in-house days, and he used to play like everything. So weird to see him on Guardian now. It might have been something he picked up after Bloodlust Pack came out, and he's been playing that since. I'm not even sure. I haven't really kept up with the the pub scene really lately.
Apparently it's Losu, not Iosu.
I can always call him Losu.
Oh, whoops. I keep messing up. I don't really expect any changes coming out right here for both of these teams. As it is, again, guys, if you just tuned in or just forgot like I did, Num Num Eat 'em Up does have one map on these guys. It is in the third round. If you go to the top of the blgtv.net, you can see it is actually the winners semifinals, so I should probably update that as well and make it easier for you guys to know where we are in the tournament. As it looks like Berserk Force and Pyoxt, actually only Pyoxt, trying to decide what he wants to play, switches to a Psychopomp. Not a bad idea, just getting those swaps, able to help teammates out in case they get a little bit too far in, as K likes to just go, balls deep and try and tunnel a little bit.
Yeah. Balls deep indeed.
For Kojo, if you get a swap off long range, or just, put somebody around these pillars while the rest of your team is fighting over here and you swap this way, then you really have a 2v3 situation for about a couple seconds, 2-3 seconds. So we'll just have to see how this plays out, but already K getting hit a little bit. Guardian going in, just doing the cleave, and then going to get right back out. Hard for him to really maintain pressure. Going to use that chain heal, gets a speed amplify of about 40%. And it looks like K's already at 50% HP. Other side is used, and it looks like we have a bunch of action going on in the middle. Fire arrow does hit Noerty, and he's going to try and get on to Jolly Rancher right now after that Wuju. And Berserk Force completely whiffs his ultimate. That could be very huge. And it looks like the Worm team has to come up with something right now. But Noerty chains of Zax, and then the Triforce arrow right afterwards. Not getting out of that one any way whatsoever. As Jolly Rancher could be going down. K trying to tunnel hard. And Pyox not able to get all those heals out in time. Temporal lockdown just for kicks. And that match ended in about 45 seconds.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough one there for the Worm team. One thing I noticed, K was missing a lot of abilities as he was running around. Might be a little bit tilted, I'm not really sure. He seems to be having a little trouble hitting abilities, but Losu playing a lot more aggressive the last game too. Instead of just sitting back and shooting people, he was using his Blitz ability, which is a spacebar, to in-cap people, to stop abilities, what have you. Either way, it's extra control that basically puts people off rhythm, and was able to really cause a lot of havoc even in the midst of a fight. He would just, like that right there, he would just blitzed on K, stops his spin, it can stop a whole bunch of different things. So K looks like he might be a little bit too deep here. Not getting a whole lot of heals, but there comes the other side out there. And, Losu, because the other side takes him out of the fight for a bit, it allows him to really freely roam. And K again, Blit, yep, there's the deep wounds there, triple ultimate there from Berserk Force. And actually, wow, looks like Nuerdius got taken down there. Was maybe a little bit too deep against Pidiox there. Wasn't able to heal him up. And
2v2.
Wow, a kill
K
there. It looked like a reflect on the ulti there. And actually, that 40 took him out. So great play right there. And K is in a lot of trouble right now. He just EX hammered the pillar right there. Kind of not what you want to happen, especially in a 2v2 situation. And now K is going to medallion over there while Pyox is just getting beat the crap on. And another ulti comes out into Pyox. So Pyox is going to be doing 4 damage to himself every time he heals himself. And that could be a big thing. But not too much happening. K is really low as well. It's going to really come down to the wire here, I think. And Pyox does have a Guardian Spirit available. And here it comes. This could be huge damage, but the in-cap does come up for Berserk Force. It is going to be reduced by half. And the lockdown comes out now to Pyox. And his ulti was going to be pretty much entirely wasted right here, as he was CC'd almost the entire time. And wow, Berserk Force got that rune somehow. He just spaced in there, got that rune, and an ulti could be coming out double again from him. And this could be where it ends. Oh, okay, a nice in-cap there and kick away. So they might be going to Fog. They're really keeping the spacing a lot here. And Pyox with a swap. K is going to keep following him, trying to get some heals up. And again, he hits the pillar with that in-cap. You really got to hit that. Here comes the Berserk Stomp. This is where they got to capitalize. Jolly Rancher's going to cap away. Here comes a spin. He's going to try an M1. Oh, there's the other side. Good move by Pyox there to save K, more than likely. And they're going to play a little ring around the pillars, and we're just going to wait to see if someone can really put out something. Another Guardian Spirit comes out. K is doing as much as he can, but yeah, he's just not enough damage is being able to put out. Oh, a nice bubble right there. The EX in-cap is reflected right into Pyox. And he's going to have the other side himself and choke there.
This is getting close. Fog coming in.
And here comes the Fog coming in now.
Ooh.
And Pyox might get stuck. He is going to get stuck in there, and Pyox could be going down. Oh, nice lockdown. Berserk Force is going to get fully healed up to max healage. And K is just running for his life now away from that fog.
K can knock him into the fog.
Berserk Force again misses his ulti.
Oh, nice swap
nice
out!
Swap there. Berserk Force took a lot of damage. Oh, he needs one hit.
Dude,
oh,
he can
no,
EX.
He
can EX Fear maybe. Can he do it?
Down.
No.
The EX Fear is the only way. Nope, it didn't have it available, and that bubble was huge right there. And K died just before the big fight in the middle. That was quite a tense match.
Oh, bad manners right there. So, but the Cold team does take it. Jolly Rancher not being the most polite to his teammate, as Losu, actually, it was funny, Losu got taken out due to a reflected Triforce arrow. So, okay, you know, that spin, even though it's an ultimate, you can reflect it, no problem. And it looks like we're going to go into the next round here. Warm Team has to win this one to stay in. Berserk Force gets knocked back by Noerty, back by his two teammates back there, and they are going to put him down to 50%. K just doing a lot of damage onto Berserk Force right now, and he just cannot get any heals. He's being chased around, line of sight is blocked. He's going to try and do what he can. Losu does have an ultimate. Let's see if he'll use it, and it's reflected again by K. Taken out, he stands by his teammate, which does 40 AoE damage to anybody around him. And wow, that is ridiculous. So I am sure they are not happy about that, and it looks like Jolly Rancher is the only one left alive, with two ultimates going on right now.
What a troll. Dropping the lockdown and then humping a corner. What's going on here?
I don't know.
Losu, it's almost like he's trolling his own team right there. First he reflects his ulti, and then he goes and stands right next to Berserk Force, so he explodes. Oh, man. Killer. That's rude. Oh, well. Either way, they're still up 2-1, so maybe they're living pretty high right now. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them in the butt afterwards here. I do believe, I think they're up 1-0. So they are looking in decent shape right now as well. All they need is one more to take it to the finals. And right now we see Pyox going in here aggressive, throwing out the Scream, but the Scream is not going to fool anybody, and no one's going to get anything locked. It's Pyox going to the other side, try and get out of there. But look at Berserk Force just going right back in and trying to keep the pressure on Pyox, but he looks like he might get switched on. Oh, that lockdown's going to be huge. K is the only one available. And they're trying to capitalize him, and he's being really slippery right now, all over the place, spinning, jumping, all over. And Berserk Force looks like he's going to jump onto Pyox. Nice job from K getting rid of Berserk, but Berserk could be in a lot of trouble right here. He might need a shield or something from Jolly Rancher, and he is going to get the heals out just barely in time. And Losu here really lasting as much as he can, but that is going to be the end there for Jolly Rancher. And Berserk Force needs to make something happen here with his 2% life. And there's an ultimate, nice counter kill on the K.
Oh my god!
Oh god! Pyox here, he has to make something big happen really fast before Berserk and Losu can get healed up. And the other side, I don't know if it's going to be well enough there.
Swap and then in one. Oh!
He's gonna hit the. You can't hit the illusion right there, and it's gonna give him time to heal, and that's gonna be probably what caused this. Oh wow, nice spacebar right there. That was pretty tricky. And Pyox gonna get stuck. Oh, he used his other side.
Illusion.
Nice job.
Illusion's gone. He can't go anywhere. Let's see. Oh!
Got locked right there. And Pyox, he's gonna throw him away, and he's gonna get caught right in the ice field, and that's gonna be that. Nice freaking job there by Cold Team. Really turning that one around. I thought Warm Team really had that one in the bag. Get 2 counter kills off the bat, and they bring it home right there. They wanted that one more, I think.
Oh man, I'm sure Pyox was really itching for it. He was hoping to get maybe one more M off. If he hit that Soul Link onto the Guardian, would have bounced right to the Seeker, killed him, and maybe they could have taken that round. But just missed. That's how close these games come sometimes. Hitting one ability, and it can, really cause another chain of events. And it's never over when it's 2v3. Guardian has his ultimate, bam, absolutely changes the game right around. And the other team didn't realize it.
Right.
And that's it. You can't ever just assume you want it 2v3. These top teams really can just turn the tides any moment, or just one mistake, and it's like game over instantly.
Dude, you know what Chuck says? It's never over till it's Chuck over.
That's right.
That just showed right there. that showed to be true in the book of Chuck. So rule number 2, just you got to believe. Now, look, is this final?
No, this is semifinals. Number O, or not number O, letter O, right there. So if you want to follow us at the top of blgtv.net, we got the bracket link right there. This is Cast with a K commentating for you, as you're all probably well aware of, and of course my buddy Tazosaurus. I'd like to thank all 635 of you joining us for this blgaming.com presents Bloodline Champions 3v3 US Weekly, and we usually have Kill the King today, but we decided, since a lot of the European teams are signed up and there's a majority Euro teams in the Kill the King, we decided to move it to Sunday. Normal time, no time change. We always have tournaments Saturday and Sunday, but on Sunday we are having the new Kill the King, and that's what's going to be happening there. And Saturday, once we introduce our Bloodsports League again, we're delaying it for reasons because 2GD has some stuff to announce pretty soon, so check in for more stuff. 2GD's got a lot going on, as you can see. Inferno Online, he's got that going on. He also has a couple other things in the mix, which you'll have to stay tuned for and check back on BloodlineChampions.com. So, but BloodlineChampions.com. Yeah, well, what? I lost it. But in the meantime, we're the only ones doing it. We're the only ones doing the online tournaments every weekend. And here's how you can get in contact with us. If you want to sign up for any of the tournaments that you're watching right now, have a threes team, by all means, go to blgaming.com. We are the premier source for Bloodline Champions news and upcoming patches, changes, development blog. And we've got Ventrilo for all you new and experienced players. If you want to play with some older guys or more experienced people, look for a third for your team. If you only have you and a buddy, come on in. We've got people that can help you out, mentor you a little bit, or just make an in-house game, grade 15 plus. We have that too. We're also on QuakeNet.
We also got chicks, so you can meet them.
I guess. Taz, is that when you go in your high-pitched voice?
No. We got chicks. Other chicks. Not me.
Alright. Anyways. This is, in fact, not bread and cheese. I'm going to update the brackets right now. Or not the brackets, but the titles. It is going to be in Soviet Russia on the cold team, and Sushi is so lazy on the warm team. And this, again, is semifinals. This is the second semifinals. We just watched Bread and Cheese and Num Num eat 'em up at the other end of the spectrum. So, give me a second to update that.
Yes, spectronize it. Ooh, Tater Salad again, switching it up, not playing one Bloodline or even 5 probably. He's now on Ravener, and Sushi and BD are both on both on Alchemist and Inhibitor respectively. And we are obviously going to see it looks like Puffin's going to be playing Rennet too, so a lot of switch-ups, but the two core people are going to be staying with the same Bloodlines. And where's my countdown? Here we go, okay. Jesus Christ. Thought it bugged out on me, scaring me. But this is going to be a good match, I think. We'll have to see if they can control Jackasm from what I would consider Rampage freely. And already we got the Rennet going here, being slippery. Tater Tots could be it looks like he's going to be aggressed on here a bit, and he's already below half HP. Sushi doing everything he can. This is he misses his sleep right there. That could be a big mistake, and he is going to be spinned away. Tater, it looks like, he does punt away Jackasm just as he harpoons him. So good job there by Tater, staying away from Jackasm's tunnel. And Chips does have an ulti available, so once I'm guessing he's waiting to see Sushi because Alchemist has no way of getting out of a goo, and he just keeps saving. Oh, there it is, the corner goo. Tater is in a lot of trouble. Oh, died as he was jumping in the air for a Goomba stomp, and a double kill happens right there. Tater and Chip. So blue team has no healer, but Sushi. Oh, nice goo right there, nice goo. Oh, Tempest on the Sushi, and he's gonna get Whirling Blade into a Shuriken. Great cooldown usage there from Jackasm, really spacing out his cooldowns available to the fact that Sushi could not do anything right there to heal himself. And BD has quite a tremendous mountain to climb right here if he's actually going to pull this one out. And wow, he's getting the best of Jackasm right now.
What?
Oh, nice job from BD right there, even it out. And BD is rampaging right now. He's got no problem with this. And Rennet, he's going to have to be real slippery if he wants to get the best of BD. Ooh, it's kind of tricky. Oh, nice Kunju, or Wuju rather, from BD. Throwing out a lot of DPS. And he does have an ulti. Oh, too early, BD. Too early. He knows better than that. But he's going to have an ulti now on Rennet, and that is going to be really bad for BD right here. If that explodes. He's going to have Waji come out. Or Wuju, Waji, Wuju. I don't even know anymore. But BD is really sitting on the edge right here. This could be anyone's game still, as he's going to land a I forget what it's called, but it's the heal M2, I guess.
Soul Bolt.
Soul Cell. Yeah, it's all kind of crazy. But Ren is actually going to be regenerating a bit here from those arrows.
Nice play.
BD lost right there because he couldn't get his Wuju. He did it a little too early, and was easy just Toxic Bomb just to finish off.
Yeah, you can't actually Wuju the Toxin Bomb, but thing to note right there is that BDRX with his M2, his Soul Bolt, he can actually... Oh, wait. Yeah, I think it's Soul Bolt. He can actually heal up for 7 or 8 HP. And then Ran at the same time, if he hits a Poison Dart, heals for 12 HP over time. But here we go. Enough of that, and back to this next round. Tater Salad trying to go back in. Unfortunately, he couldn't get his ult off last time, but he is just trying to do a bunch of work onto Jackhasm, and so far it's working. Tempest comes out, and Tater Salad almost has his ultimate, but he's locked in a corner. Nice barrier onto him, and that is going to stun them. Cold Team stuck in the corner. That's not a usual place for it in Soviet Russia. BD almost has his ultimate, and it looks like a jump on a Chip Saiyan. Spin around. Sleep Vial is blocked, and he is going to be punted into the underworld, as it looks like Sushi's throwing out a goo, gonna get rid of that melee pressure that in Soviet Russia is trying to apply. And it looks like Puffin just gave up right there, knowing his chances were slim to none.
Poofin, bad manners.
Oh,
Poofin, bad manners.
Ohm Bolt is M2. Thank you, heal you long time. Shoutouts to him for correcting me.
Ohm Sol Wuji Waji. There we go.
10.1.
I think it's Wuji. Yeah, Waji spacebar. Wuju Waji. God.
Yeah.
Who came up with these names? Terrible. It's like a tongue twister of death. It's like playing Twister with your mouth. It's just not working. All right, though. Looks nice to see Sushi, a bunch of lazy Sushis coming back here, taking one against ISR, who's obviously on a lot of people's list as the #1 team in this tournament easily. We'll have to see what they do here. They were getting aggressed on a little bit more than they could maybe handle in the corner. And Chips again taking a lot of damage. He got booted the wrong direction, I believe. I don't think you want to do that when Chips is in the corner like that. And Sushi looks like he's getting focused on here. Nice sleep there. Getting rid of the... Oh, no! A fail ulti there from Tater Salad. Not getting anything off. Just burned his whole bar for absolutely nothing. But he's going to pick up that rune, get 30 energy or whatever it is. And Chips could be in a lot of trouble here. Sleep Vial is off cooldown. And here comes a spacebar from Chip. He is going down. Chip is down. So Sushi doing everything he can. He's going to goo so he can get free heals off in the middle, I bet. And Poofin is going to try and get rid of Sushi while he still can, as Sushi is trying to heal up. And stun combination, I thought he might have landed there, but a stun combination is going to come on Tater Salad instead. EX darts right in his face, and he is going to get healed up a decent amount. So they're just in maintenance mode right now. Sushi is doing a lot of work right now, healing against Poofin and Jackas, and they're just doing a ton of damage. Jackas missed Harpoon, and that's going to be that. That's going to be the round for the Worm team. Great job there. Reflects the Harpoon back in Jack's face. Great round there from a bunch of lazy Sushi.
Sushi is so lazy. Well,
so lazy.
That kid, he's been at the top of the charts 1, 2, almost 3 times.
So lazy. Got to just heal. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that BD is somewhat supporting Sushi when he gets in trouble with the runic barrier, and Tater Salad is just able to train onto Chip Saiyan and knock him out of position. That's what in Soviet Russia really relies on. Although they don't have their usual team member Rex, they rely on Chip Saiyan not being able to be pressured. But, right here, it seems like the BDRX and Tater Salad is just getting too much for him. And Sushi is not being pressured by Jackhasm and Puffin. This Alchemist does not deal well with pressure, as we can see that right here. Sushi down to half HP, and as well as Chip Saiyan. So we'll just have to see who comes out on top after that. Jackhasm using his Fleet Foot, and he's going to stop BD's ultimate. And Sushi goes down from Chip Saiyan and Puffin right there, playing as Yanxi Xianzun. And that is going to be it. So it's going to be 2-2, very close. So maybe top US team versus top Euro team duking it out, and it is very close, ladies and gentlemen.
2-2 indeed, very close. The winner of this one's going to be in a nice comfort zone. A little bit more. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words right now. They want to be a little bit more comfortable, not have to worry about maybe one map loss or whatnot. So this round is going to be real big for them. It's going to put them in a 1-0 advantage in maps and put their mind at ease, I guess you could say. As Tater Salad going on the Chips all by himself here. He's just Tunnel Master Arama, and he's actually going to get out there. But it looks like Poofin is chasing him down. It looks like Tater Salad is going to be the target of choice that they're going to want to capitalize on. But look at that. I think it might have been a darts coming out there on a Tater Salad. And he's sitting at about 10% HP. He's still tunneling really hard right now. And he just jumps right into the goo.
Going down.
that deadly injection could be a problem, but oh, nice reflect there. Oh, not going to be enough, though. Frog Leap comes on top of him, and he is going to get taken out just after. So ISR, they're going to take the first map, and that's going to be that's a tough one for the Worm team. They started out really well and just kind of fell back as ISR maybe downloaded their strat a little bit, and maybe too much aggression from Tater.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. You know, he was going in even though he had maybe 20% HP. Now, there's a time to go in and a time to come back out. If you just space in with 20% HP, yeah, you have a barrier, but you know, you're going to go down quickly, and in Soviet Russia isn't just going to let you tunnel someone. You know, Chip saying there at the end was like, hey guys, I'm getting tunneled. So Jackasm and Puffin came back, helped him a couple times. Also, they decided to apply their counter pressure, like, you know, just say, hey, we believe in Chip, he can survive enough, and they decided to go on to Sushi. Also, the Worm team spread out a bit, and, you know, Sushi wasn't in line of sight to heal Tater Salad probably half the time in those last 2 rounds, and while BD was trying to do all the work he could, but if everybody's spread out, Inhibitor doesn't have as much to hit, he can't use his AoE as effectively on Runic Discharge, his spell lock, and that causes a little bit more of an advantage for in Soviet Russia, which do have, you know, more single target capable characters.
Puffin Gunner, here we go, his top tier character. That's what he's known for.
It's a good choice because this map is a little bit bigger, and we'll just have to see how he uses his executes. And notice, guys, he will use Focus Shot a lot and execute very rarely. Taz, take this one away.
Yeah, you see ISR talking in chat right now. They're talking about taking out Nomad. They want Puffin to basically solo him, so, or maybe it's Jackasm. So Jackasm's probably going to be sticking to this Nomad here pretty hard. As you can already see Jackasm opening up out the Nomad, but he does have the shield preemptively, so he does take no damage, and it does break not in anyone. But Jackasm there, oh, wow, Clarity instantly right after that Tornado Call. And here, nice X-Strike there on a Chip. He's going down pretty quickly. BD, you know, pretty beefy character. You can't really take down the Inhibitor very fast, especially with their team makeover. So Tater Salad does have an ulti available, and he is going to be using it here. Chips is going to get taken out, but Sushi could be capitalized on here. He does have his barrier up, so you know, great job to now reset it. He's got to keep it reset, and that goo was basically nullified right there by absolutely nothing happening. But another X-Strike comes out on a Puffin. He does get dropped, and that's going to be a really strong round there for the Worm team, something they definitely needed after that loss.
Well, I'd like to note that Puffin, he actually used his ultimate and hit everything onto Sushi, almost dropped him. If Jackasm came back a little bit and helped finish off Sushi, that would have been a complete turnaround. It might have been a 2v2, and I think they could have pulled it out. But, you know, instead they tried to just, you know, good intentions. Jackasm tried to help Chip Saiyan, just couldn't finish off Sushi, and, you know, it went 3v2, and right there, they just pulled it out. So we'll see if anything happens next time. See if Puffin plays a little bit more defensively, helps support Chip Saiyan instead of going in very aggressively.
Puffin.
Yeah, Puffin. Now here we go. You know, Cold Team sort of getting into a line formation. Jackasm getting in, doing a lot of work, and it looks like Puffin is also going on to Sushi really hard. Chip Saiyan throwing in a deadly injection as well. Did not hit anyone. And Sushi's just able to get out with a runic barrier from BDRX, and they are stuck in the corner. This is a great place both for Gunner and for Spearmaster, and it looks like Sushi, just as you saw right there, got tunneled so hard by the Gunner, just able to shoot straight down that alley and take him out.
Yeah, well, it was a great job too. They got him in that corner, and you know, he had Sushi had a shield on him so that they weren't trying to break, and Chips just throws out the clarity. And,
fancy
you know,
man.
It does look pretty cool. I didn't notice the his spear style, you know what I mean? Just twirling it away, Ninja Turtle style.
Yeah, no kidding. All right.
It's definitely it's good. They need taunts in this game. That'd be cool. That'd be fun to see.
So far, the taunts are resurrections, but
yeah.
Oh, Jackasm trying to think he can Kunju right and get back in there. That's why he walked into it. Didn't have the cast time on it. But here we go. BDRX doing a little bit of work on Chip Saiyan, and a great back execute from Xiansun right there. Actually, Taz, I'm going to let you take this round.
Ah, you already got it, man. Dang. All right, so we got Jackasm here in a tornado, and BD was trying to do something, but he is going to be they're going to be getting away from him here. And Sushi does have an ulti already. He needs to make this happen in a big way. And that goo again, not ideal placement. And Tater just needs to get chain healed. Oh, actually, that turned out to be a decent placement because Jackasm went right into it. And he took a decent amount of damage there. BD, got a full ultimate up, but got slept. But actually, Jackasm did get taken out in the meantime. And Poofin doing everything he can to drop Sushi to get a counter kill. And he does use this spacebar to actually stun BD. But BD is just not letting Poofin go right now. And there goes Chips, and it's all up to Poofin now. And it just ain't going to happen. I don't care how. You'd have to be pretty... you have to be like perma-stealth. I don't even know. So it's going to be 2-1 for 2-1 for ISR. So they're going to take one round back.
Yeah.
No, it's 2-1 for...
Oh, it's 2-1 for Sushi. Is so lazy. Sorry, I had to ignore a couple people there spamming the chat. Definitely, devs, we need a do not disturb option.
Yes, DND/DND. It's something like Han has. That works perfect.
But here we go. Looks like BD went in, not able to get on the Gunner, and oh, look at this. Sushi going to be focused by Gunner and by Jackasm right here. He is probably going to go down really early. BD's gonna have to come back trying to help, but it looks like they're gonna instead just go for the counter kill on a Chip Saiyan, so we're gonna have to see which Alchemist can survive first, and no, they both go down relatively at the same time, and the rockets come out. Tater Salad actually not taking too much from that, so it's about an even 2v2, as it looks like the health bars are almost the same. If you look at the top, and a missed Boomerang Storm right there, trying to catch the Gunner in it, can do definitely a lot of damage once he is in there. Rez trying to go out, but a wind bomb gonna hit him in the meantime. Jack has him not gonna be able to get a whirling blade. Look at that, he's just standing around, missed his harpoon, missed his Kunju, and that's what I'm talking about high variance. You know, he can't do anything right now. He's being zoned out a little bit too much. Wuju is spell blocked, and it looks like Tater Salad could be focused, but that Nomad Sprint so good. Jack has him getting that whirling blade. Here you go, gonna get the shuriken, but misses. And oh, Tater Salad just dodging around the pillar right there, and EX Execute misses from the Gunner. And that favor is in the Warm team now, especially since that BDRX can heal. Boomerang Storm, great
nice prediction.
And yeah, that is probably going to be it. Let's see if Jackasm can pull out a miracle. He has done a lot of great things before, but Tater Salad, look at this. Knowing as soon as he threw out that CC, if he was going to hit it, boom, heal up. And BDRX left with just an ultimate to try and take out Jackasm, and that is 3-1, so it's going to be one map apiece for...
Honored with
Sushi is so lazy. Yeah.
Sushi getting an achievement there. Mad props on that one. Showing the fans he's just honored, you know? He's honorable.
Great job. Look at this. Both range characters doing a lot of damage. 1.5k and 1.4k.
Oh, man. These couple egos getting hurt here in Soviet Russia, I guess, right now. They're getting a bit tilted, and that's definitely what Team Sushi wants over there. They want these guys to start arguing amongst each other, because then the gameplay goes down for them.
Once you get flustered in this game, you start making more mistakes, and you're like, oh, I missed a sleep, oh, now I missed a deadly injection, and you can't really let that get that to you. Whoops, sorry, I'm getting tongue-twisted here, as there's a phone going off in the background, and I'm thinking about some food, but... You know, I don't know what Puffin's going to be playing, as it is Dubaku. He could go Gunner again. Still wide open map. But no, he's going to go Ranid. He's feeling pretty good.
Engineer. Oh my god.
Ooh, I'm going to be going for that Engineer.
Well, it's definitely it's ideal. I mean, it's a barrier dispel, and or you know, Fleetfoot. If he can land a good Fleetfoot, Jackasm's really going to be in a lot of trouble. You know, especially since the barrier does a whole lot of work for Chips when it comes down to, you know, him taking pressure. So if they can just dispel his barrier right away, he's going to melt. Period.
We'll see how this plays out. Definitely a lot of slow and control from Engineer, but he uses his space immediately onto Puffin. Might leave him a little bit vulnerable.
Well, nice in cap though from Tater Salad. A long range on the Jackasm there, and you know, there's the barrier, and he does get dispelled right away. So, Sushi, though, looks like everybody's on Sushi right now. Sushi's got to find a way out here. And Tempest comes out. There comes this Shuriken. And Sushi's doing a great job of surviving. Oh, nice shield there from BDRX. Big damage right there on the Jackasm. And Jackasm is going to get away barely with that huge speed boost from that barrier. I'm not sure what's going on. But he just took a ton of damage. And Jackasm going down to a flamethrower right there. Great job by Tater Salad. He is playing one miraculous dang Engineer. I am hella surprised right now. And again, he's chasing around Chips' jam with that flamethrower. In the meantime, Sushi and BDRX are going to take out Poofin. And Chips, you know, he knows he's in a losing fight, so they're just going to go down 1-0. And Sushi's team right now looking very good.
416 damage by the Engineer. Lots of energy gain, as well as, although I don't think it's reported, he actually dispelled a barrier off onto Chip Saiyan a little bit, you know, later in the round. But Apparently I have nice legs from Savage Sick, but going back to the match, we're going to see how things go. Sushi is going to be double teamed right here. Nice barrier, not going to force him to break that and do some stun damage, but look at this, absolutely decimated, and that's what I'm talking about. Alchemist has a hard time 2v1, especially with two very aggressive and skilled players right there. Tater Salad has his ultimate. Let's see if he goes Machine Gun Mania pretty soon. There it is. Trying to use it, but not really hitting anyone. Jackass just fleet-footing out of the way, and that is going to be it. So it's going to be 1-1. As you see right there, one mistake, Sushi missed a sleep, might have missed a deadly, no, he hit his deadly injection, but it's just not enough, especially when Randed stuns, and then you got the Whirling Blade, Fleet Foot to dodge some other things. It's game over.
Yep, and, you can never count out ISR, no matter how tilted they might get. They just, they play a great game, and they gotta hope they can keep their emotions under control so they can get past this round, because these guys are really contending right now for their spot in the finals, and they got to be worried. It's a 1-1 still, so two more rounds, two more bad rounds for them, and they're going to losers. So already though, we see a lot of damage coming out into Poofin here, but Sushi again taking a lot of aggression here from everybody. Toxic Bomb coming onto him. He is taking a lot of pressure, and nice tractor beam. Taking the pressure off of Sushi right there. That was beautiful play. But Jackass him again right back on. And wow, Tater Salad just get annihilated. And Sushi, no doubt, following very shortly after. And he just got clarity on his barrier. And now it's all up to BD. And the aggression seems to be a little too much for Sushi's team to handle right now, as BD's going to do everything he can, but just not going to be enough. And ISR one win away from going to the finals.
For sure. And Chip saying 11.1 TPS. Look how much damage he's doing. Toxic Vial, a lot. When his teammates go in, he's not, just sitting back and throwing out M2s. He's getting in there and actually keeping the pressure up. A good offense is a solid defense. And, look at this. They're being very aggressive. They're walking in zigzags, not, really getting hit. And Sushi, they're trapping him in a corner. They're going to try and see what they can do. Shuriken's going out, and look at this right here. Good team support by Tater Salad, and it looks like they're trying to force the cold team out, but Sushi just getting stuck in the corner again. Nice shrink just to get him off, and actually they are putting more counter pressure back on. Machine gun coming out from Tater, but not really going to hit anything, as it looks like more pressure is going back onto Sushi. Will he make it out in time? And shrink, he's going to be running out of there pretty quickly, and good sleep on a Chip Sand, so he couldn't get a deadly injection. Another goo can come out. Sushi throwing that down, and it looks like maybe able to get him. No. Can they get Puffin right there at the top? Tractor beam coming out. One more hit and he can go down. Will they do it? He's going to jump out. No, barrier comes out. And Jack has him healing wisely in the corner right over there. Chip Sand looking like he's already down at 50% HP. Can he get the flamethrower? No, sleep goes out. Man, this is really close. If they can kill Puffin right here up in the corner or Chip Sand, then things can definitely turn around. It's looking too close. And no, BD gets stuck in the goo.
Bad goo.
And that's
Ouch.
it. But great play right there by Jackasm to heal off in the corner. Then he took the pressure away from Puffin. Puffin was able to heal up a little bit around the edge, and Chip Sand was there just in case anything happened. So that's what you call team support, team play, taking it to the next level.
Yep, took it to the next level, and they're going to take themselves to the finals now to face who is it? Is it not Bryn? It's not Bryn Cheese, is it?
Yes. In fact, it is Num Num Eat 'em Up.
Okay.
Num
okay, that's
Num Eat 'em Up.
Okay. So
but why are
that should be.
Why are we watching this game? Nope, we are not. We're not watching this game. Cause
I have decided no.
We're just gonna wait for Num Num Eat 'em Up and in Soviet Russia to make the game for the finals in the winners bracket. And here we go, Jolly Ranchers server, I believe. Yes, that is them. Berserk Force, Losu, not Iosu.
Jolly good.
And Jolly Rancher. I'm going to invite Taz here.
Oh, they're spacing out the slots too. Real cute.
I mean, they had some extra time. They were waiting for the match to finish.
Yeah, I guess he got a little bit bored waiting for ISR to get in here. Maybe they're... Hopefully they'll get in here soon. Hopefully they're not arguing with each other on Vent or whatever. So, no. Okay, we are waiting for ISR to join. I thought ISR was going to make the server, but I guess Rexus is laying down the Iron Fist over here, so we don't have to worry about anything else going on. And it looks like everyone's filing in accordingly, and we're most likely going to have to wait on Band's picks, as it's important to these really high-level guys, I think. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's important. So, there's always strategic advantages to maps, like closed map, as we were saying before, advantageous to Ravener, because, there's not a lot of space for people to move around, and you can punt people around corners or pillars, get them out of position to either A, focus them, or B, take them out of the fight. If it's a healer, they can't heal their teammates who are in the middle, and so there is kind of a strategic advantage depending on which map you play and the bloodlines you play on those maps.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes you got the maps that, like Bakos, for instance, very friendly to any class that has a teleport or a jump, very unfriendly to any class that doesn't have one. So that's just one map I can think of off the top of my head. A lot of the maps are pretty fairly balanced. We used to ban, what was it, Kuju? Whatever
Kojo,
it was,
the Pygmy Village.
Yeah, we used to ban that map, but I think it's fairly balanced. The only problem with the map, I think, is the pillars are a little bigger than they appear to be, so a lot of people will hit the edges with ranged abilities. I don't find that to be too game-breaking, though, to be quite honest. They should know by now, what's what in each map, especially these high-level guys who play, was Jack has a map. Actually, he only has 500 victories, so I don't know how often they play, but I know I've seen already people with over 1,000 Vics, and the game's been out, has it been out a month yet? Probably less than a month.
It came out January 13th, a day after my birthday.
Oh, wow. Well, congrats on getting 13 years old and, have some cake.
Thanks, Taz. What's puberty like?
That was fine. But, yeah, it's only been out a couple weeks, and, some people are playing this game like crazy. So... But I mean, you look at these really high-level guys. They're playing somewhat casually. I would say, 500 Vix is definitely respectable now. But these guys are already top of the game, and they have been even since closed beta was going on. So, it sometimes doesn't matter. The quality is not in quantity all the time. Where'd you go, Cast? You run away from me? Cast. Oh, fuck. Hopefully he's doing the text on the team's names here, getting everything situated for us. I don't know if he had to run to the bathroom, maybe he had the runs or something, so hopefully that's not the case, as that could be an issue. As we are waiting for picks, they're still picking maps. I think the bans were already done. And there's a lot of shit-talking going on now between the two teams because of it. So here we go. Now the game's finally starting here. And as they getting everything situated, the map is going to be the Shrine of Iron Shan, which is a very long map, a very long X/T-shaped map. The 4 pillars in the middle has a lot to do with, ranged abilities. It can be easily avoided because of those. We're going to see... And I was just letting okay, everyone's sending me messages now. I don't know where Cass is, everyone, so he's here somewhere. He's probably setting something up. Maybe he got a phone call. Who knows? It doesn't matter, but we are going to have everything going on here. Rex is sending me messages here. And looks like we're going to be seeing some the same lineups as we had before. Berserk Force most likely going to play Guardian. Who knows with Poofin? He could pick anything from Rennet to Gunner to Igniter, as we've seen so far. Could be anything. Maybe they'll just keep arguing amongst themselves. Who knows? Sometimes you get tilted, but they are in the finals, so they have a lot going for him in that respect, and he is actually going to play Rennet instead. And Berserk Force is actually going to go on to Ravener, so looking for the more aggressive DPS here, maybe to put Shipsajan off his comfort level, put him in a place where he has to burn his cooldowns faster than he wants to, and not in the way that he wants to as well. And Cast looks like he has finally returned from the bathroom.
Back in the nick of time, apparently, as you guys started without me. I was concerned for a second. I was like, uh-oh, they're probably going to start without me again.
I told him to. I was like, it's just Cass. What's he going to do? He's still streaming. It's no big deal.
I suppose so, but here we go. Num Num Eat 'em Up actually trying to deal with this Ranid, and Spearmaster pressure with a Ravener and a Seeker, so it looks like Jolly Rancher is going to go back by his teammates over here. Warm Team's pushing the cold into the corner, as you can well see, but this is bad for a Herald because, you know, look at that double pressure, double melee pressure, so hard for a Herald to deal with. Same with an Alchemist. And it looks like the rest of his team is going to be falling. You know, forced the early space. Ravener couldn't make that kind of, you know, zone as well as Losu over there. He couldn't use his range to create that zone because Ranid has such a good time getting in with the spacebar. Nothing to really knock him back other than a, you know, pushback. But Berserk Force already went in, used it earlier, and so Jolly Rancher just got focused. No team support.
Yeah, I was mentioning that the Ravener pick, I think, was hopefully just against this team only because they really need to find a way to take out chips really quickly, and they just did not do it there remotely at all. So, wow, Jack has already conjured right off the bat there with that multi-shot from Losu, and as a result, Losu's going to be focused on here a bit. And, ooh, nice job there, getting another multi-shot at the push away Jackasm. But Jackasm's just going to switch right on to Berserk Force. And Poofin here is going to be jumping on Losu. He's going to be taking a lot of damage. EX Dart comes out, and that was a lot of burst damage there from Poofin and Jackasm. And already a 2v3 situation. And Chips, full HP, that's what I'm talking about. Chips winning the healer fight here pretty badly. And, you know, their DPS isn't... Wow, Jackasm actually gets taken out there. So, not going to matter either way, but... it looks like it was a little bit of Chips didn't heal Jackasm, and he was just kind of
locked down.
Oh, was he? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, just him.
I was wondering if he was just sitting back there. I was like, is he trying to heal that long range? That's kind of crazy. But
artillery heals, baby. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, he's trolling or something. He's like, wow, these guys are just melting against us. So, you know, ISR pretty dominating right now.
Yeah. Well, Puffin able to get 50% of his damage from just M1, so nobody really stopping him from, you know, just absolutely getting on that Herald really easy. Look at this, even onto Berserk Force, you know. The Whirlwind came out, then Puffin came in with the stun combination. Losu could not blitz to him, and Jolly Rancher just cannot deal with melee pressure. And, you know, bam, right there. That's it. I don't know what else to say. You know, just getting caught a little bit.
They got dominated, really, they did. I mean, they got outplayed in pretty much every aspect of the game. And this is it's kind of a rough winners finals, if I don't say so myself, especially after watching the last game.
Yeah, that's 3-0. Berserk Force might have to change it up. I think I've seen him play Engineer a little bit. Might help with spacing, might help with some slows. That or Jolly Rancher is going to have to go to Psychopomp again. I believe he played Psychopomp versus Bread and Cheese to get here, so... We'll just have to see what kind of changes they go on. Actually, oh yeah, I was about to say Bakos. No, it's actually Citadel of Amma, this next map.
Bako's always the first ban, like every time.
Yeah, we actually took it out of the map pool because we're just like, nobody likes playing on Bakos. Nobody likes seeing anybody on Bakos. Because usually it turns into a zoning fest, or like once you get in, force somebody onto a bridge, you know, range just has such a huge advantage, and you know, a couple bloodlines are somewhat useless on it. Glutton, he can't throw his Earthstorm over, you know, gaps. He can't rush through, and it's just really narrow. His hitbox is so big, so we decided to take it out, and it's just not fun to watch. But we'll see what.
Yeah, he's kind of fat.
Yeah. Well, right here, Citadel of Amma, sort of a bigger Temple of Sheloh, and somewhat sense, you know, similar with the corners that you have, and you just have a little bit more space to run around. A little bit bigger middle area with less pillars. But we're going to see Puffin make that adjustment, knowing that it's a bigger map, going to Gunner, and Berserk Force going to be playing that Guardian again. So we'll see how that actually counteracts Jackasm, or if it's not going to work at all. We'll have to see.
Yep. Well, hopefully he's a little bit more comfortable in the Guardian, because last match on that Ravener he seemed a little bit out of place. Maybe lost in his own mind or something, but he was not making it happen for him, and Ravener definitely needs to be able to, you know, put out that tunnel pressure to really do that big deeps with his, you know, space bars and whatnot. So, nonetheless, doesn't matter. This is a new map, a new start for these guys, and Gold Team really looking for a victory here, especially after a 3-0 shutout from in Soviet Russia. Jackasm taking a little bit of pressure in the middle. Losu doing what he can. Gonna throw out the fire arrow onto Chips' Jane here. Chips is at 75%. Jackasm's about 75%, but Losu taking a lot of damage here. Misses his illusion. And Berserk Force kind of in a lot of trouble, but Jackasm also in a lot of trouble. And the EX injection comes out actually instead of the heal. Either way, it doesn't matter. Jackasm in a good shape now, just healing up. And this Cold team seems a little bit lost right now. I don't know if they're kind of mind fucked or whatnot, but they just they're playing a little. I'm not sure, not aggressive enough, or a little bit of folly or something.
Well, Puffin playing the gunner on the Warm team actually got a nice flank. Jackasm was on one side, and the Cold team was just sort of pressed up against a corner. Chip Sane was down on the low ground on the bottom of the stairs. So, they had that kind of like triangulation, and Seeker has to have room to move, has to have room to be able to shoot his shots and create a zone. That's what he's very good at, because his M1 is so fast. And they just got caught up, pins in, and they just got focused down. And it looks like Form Team's trying to do that again. Look at this; they're going to try and focus around Losu right here, but it looks like Gunner just a little bit out of position. And look at that, not able to get any heals, and just barely able to survive. Execute goes out on Losu, and he is going to jump back into safety. Jackasm with the barrier, going to try and run back. They're switching on to him. Great job, because they know he's a little bit overextended, and Gunner's not able to do too much. Chip Sane taking some damage from that lockdown, and then the ultimate from Guardian, but still nobody is down yet. Jackasm's very low, Puffin's very low. He gets an execute off to Berserk Force, but no, Jackasm goes down in the meantime. And so, Gunner got a little bit overextended right there in the beginning, capitalized on, and the rest of the team just couldn't support him quickly enough, and just got bursted down, and that's it. Like I said, one positioning error, and you're done.
Yeah, definitely much better now. I'm happy to see that they recovered here, and maybe that'll help their self-confidence a bit right here, allow them to hit more things. But Losu was doing a great job from what I noticed, really putting a ton of pressure on the Puffin, and it was forcing him to really have to jump all over the place, trying to keep away from Seeker, as I would say in the dueling aspect of just the theory. I would say Gunner is at a disadvantage against Seeker. That's just a theory. It's not 100% true, the way I see it, and the way I see it is how it happens. So, we're going to see if they can keep their momentum going, and Berserk Force is going to be a little aggressive here against Jackasm. Jackasm is going to miss his Shuriken and throw it right into a big old bubble, and he's going to run out of the way before it hits him. So, Cass, you can see him failing in the chat log right there. And we have Jackasm going hard here on a Berserk Force. He's going to have to space away, because that's really his only other out on Guardian. And it looks like Losu's in a really bad spot right now. Jackasm actually using ulti. The first time I've seen him spin all day. And he actually did get a decent amount of damage off here, but Losu getting focused a lot. Berserk Force, stuck in goo right now.
No out.
He's actually taken out in goo. And that's what I'm talking about. Guardian really does not have a tank ability, even though he's a tank. And all he really has is that chain heal, and that spacebar almost has to be used just for escape purposes. And they really took advantage of him. And Jackasm, for style points, just EX spacebar and lock all his abilities, so he can't really last more than a second.
Yeah, no, and Guardian overextended there. He tried to get on Chip Sane. Chip Sane was low. He could get a cleave, maybe a decapitate, which is his EX ability, which does damage dependent on how much health you have lost. So he was trying to do that, but his mobility is so low as Guardian. He got caught. Chip Sane knew that. No more spacebar, no way to get out, and he went down. As you can see right here, he's trying to get on the Gunner, and look at that. He's in. They can punish him right now if Jackasm comes back. No kind of mobility, so he's zoned back out by the Chip Sane, playing the Alchemist and the Gunner, and it looks like Losu's down 50% HP. Jackasm doing a great job on him. Switching back onto Jolly Rancher right there. Fear goes out right after the trance goes down. Berserk Force using his ultimate to get away. A lot of action is happening. 10% HP. Jackasm trying to finish him off. Axe of Zex comes out, but he walks right in front of the Gunner. Not exactly sure what he was thinking right there. I would have liked to have seen him try and run out of the fight instead of back in. And a misplaced Chrono and Losu taking a full rocket launcher ultimate from the Gunner right there. And Jolly Rancher is just going to take it from behind and just say GG, that is it. So in Soviet Russia, again going to the grand finals from the winner's side. And we're going to be watching some games right now in the loser's bracket. If you guys want to join us, we do have brackets at the top of blgtv.net. There is a link to actually, go to the bracket page and you can follow along there, see where your teams have placed and how they have done in the tournament. If you're following in Soviet Russia, well, that's pretty obvious. They've, started on top and have stayed on top for the past couple tournaments. But, some of these new teams that have come in, great for them to actually participate in the tournament. These tournaments have no entry fee. They're open sign-ups, and everybody is here to enjoy it. Commentators, spectators, and players. So if you have a 3v3 team, go ahead, go to blgaming.com. If you need any more information, here's our contact info. I'm going to invite Tazosaurus in the game while you guys are watching that. Check out our Ventrilo. We have all this information up on our site, blgaming.com. So just join us there. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, want to help out with the site, just send an email to cast@blgaming.com. Love letters, hate letters, notes on commentary. We'll be willing to take it and review it and see what I can improve on. As I am here for you guys. This is a community site, and we are doing this for the community. And you guys make this all possible. All 733 of you watching. If you're coming from another game or something like that, this is Bloodline Champions. 3v3 U.S. Tournament weekly, always hosted at 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Sweden time. So, come and join us for that. And we also have a Kill the King tournament. Switched it to Sunday. It's going to be 1 p.m. New York, which is Eastern time, 19 Sweden, which is 7 o'clock, so an hour earlier on Sunday just for the European players, so that they can also get to bed a little bit earlier before the work day begins, or the work week begins. But, here we are. We're going to be watching two new teams here. We're going to have Bread and Cheese versus Mulk team, which is, I believe...
Not really two new teams.
Well, not two new teams, but, from what we were experiencing before within Soviet Russia versus Num Num Eat 'em Up. So I'm going to have to change that right now, but what can you tell us, Taz, about these two teams?
Well, they're good teams, obviously. They're in the losers bracket, not because they're bad, but they just, everyone loses. So, I don't know why, but the first thing I noticed with the screen is there's 5 fists on the screen. And that just, throws me off. It just puts bad thoughts in my mind, all kinds of crazy shit. Unbelievable. It is a funny icon, though, for Graves. There's a big old fist, just yeah, fuck yeah. So we're going to have a pretty standard K. Really liking that Ravener lately. He's just going to be sticking on that Ravener. He has been doing a good job of it. And we have a more, I would say, more balanced setup over here on the cold team. Thorn, a lot of CC, a lot of damage, a lot of self-maintenance. And, with Gunner, who has the long-range abilities, we'll see if that Gunner, how he does against a Ravener, though. I am not a fan of picking a Gunner against a Ravener. I think that's a huge disadvantage. And any reflected execute at any time is going to be a huge problem for this cold team. I mean, even if it just hits the Gunner, that's a lot of damage. Gunner really can't afford to lose all the time. So we will see... if he is able to avoid the spins, as Kay's so far today done a great job of reflecting. So we will see. And Mulk, he's on that Thorn. He's just got to control the map, is what Thorn is so good at doing. Already landing a Pult there on the K, but K is just going to space into the Gunner, try and get a hit off, doesn't get nothing out of it. But Mulk here, again, he's playing very aggressively. He's fearing nothing right now on that female Thorn, which is just uglier than holy hell. And, controlling the healer right now, Piox, Nordy's tension's completely focused on the Thorn. Throws out the Cabbage Patch Shield, and Kay's actually going to take a Deadwood Seed, Ghetto Deadwood Seed because of it. And Kay is about to... Oh, a nice jump out of it. Mulk's actually dropping pretty low. He does have an ulti available, but Nordy's doing a good job of controlling the Thorn with his knockbacks, his slows, what have you. And Mulk, again, he still has that ulti. He's not using it. He should be using it in that corner. He is going to use it right there. Perfect spot for it. He's going to split up the entire team right here, and Kay's going to have to walk all the way around just to get to his team. And Nordy, even though he's just not taking a whole lot of damage right now, and actually Kay's actually going to be taken out there. He is so far away from his team. I was talking about those Thorns. Dead Roots really splitting up his team, and he decided not to go towards the Dead Roots, instead trying to go all the way around, and that ended up costing him right there as... they're in a 2v3 situation, and Piox is trying to keep away, but he does have a lockdown available, and that would be a good time to really use it. He had a couple of seconds right there, but Mulk is going to make it really difficult for Piox, as he's just going to keep teleporting. And another ulti here from Mulk. He's going to drop the Dead Roots, and going to get pulled right back into him. And again, like I was mentioning, Thorn really controlling the team, and really throwing him off the rhythm.
Well, you know, Pyox over there, 12.2 TPS, just spamming that right click, just holding it down. And K, you know, he had the intention of trying to take out the gunner with an EX space right there in the end, but he just got pot shot to death, separated from his healer, didn't go back for heals, and that really cost him his life. Always got to make sure if you're low to go back to your healer. It's a safe option just so you don't get taken out and leave your team 2v3. But here we go, K trying to get that space in, but, you know, good team support by Gunner and a pushback by the Alchemist. Getting knocked back on the Gunner. It looks like everybody's spread out all over the map right now. Warm Team has better map position, but the Cold Team quickly closing in and helping each other out. Chronoflux stopping the any heals going from the Thorn, but he is okay. Minor reset. They're going to be dancing a little bit, trying to see what abilities they can line up. Illusion is procced, and Noerty is going to go on this Thorn, who has an ultimate, waiting for that pull.